Okay, so here's some examples of the DW6000 editor actually in action. Sorry about the shaky hand. Using my left hand to hold the camera and the right hand we used to operate the synth. I've currently got the editor in master mode and I have the patch name down here and the patch number, etc. And of course in the display I have a patch number parameter. Now in master mode I don't care what's in the synth. It's always going to stay on program 11, but I'm going to update every program 11 with new parameters for each patch from the memory of the programmer. So effectively I can send 999 patches to the synth. So here's the standard brass 11, and I will change it to bells, and you can see that's not moved. Same if I update to piano. Still on piano there, that's not moved. So it doesn't send a program change, but it does update every single parameter in real time. So it's basically in control of the parameters of the synth. Now the other thing I can do now is I can send a Sysex patch to the synth, and if you just bear with me while I do that. Currently we've got piano. I'm going to send a brass fifth patch to it over MIDI. Got MIDI cable plugged in on the input, and you'll see the display change to say Sysex patch. 1 second. And the display now says Sysex patch, and the patch is now a brass fifth patch. Now I can save that if I hit save. Oops, sorry, back out of that. If I hit save, I can save that the next empty location, which is location 66, and if I hit the encoder I can rename it as well if I want to, and then just hit save and it will save it. I'm going to cancel out of that, and it's back to normal, although I do a little bug where my save light stays on for some strange reason. I've just got to fix that. It's something to do with the back out procedure, but I will sort that out. It's just a little bug I remember now but forgot to fix. So it's back to the Sysex patch, and the light's gone out. And there you go, synth brass 1, back to piano. So effectively going past patch 64 to 65, and of course the parameter here is not changed, it still says 11, doesn't matter which sound I choose. You might see the parameter change. See, the parameter changes, but the program doesn't, because we're not affecting the program number at all. There we go. So it will receive Sysex. So in slave mode now, all it's doing is sending program changes to the DW6000. So it matches program number. Now the program number's on here as 1 to 999, but I've actually put the patch number next to it so you know where you are, and the name of the sound. Number 17. These are the factory patches, so what's in the editor does actually match what's in the synthesizer. That would be a problem if you start changing the internal patches and don't change them in the editor. There is an option to send all the patches out of the internal synth into the editor over Sysex, and what you'd basically do is connect the MIDI out to the MIDI in and issue a command in the settings to send all the patches, and it will receive them one by one and store them into locations. So if you've got all your favourite factory patches in your DW6000, you don't need to lose them, you can just load them into the editor, so it works in master mode again. The only problem is with that is you will have to rename every single patch, because the DW6000 doesn't have any knowledge of patch names, so they would just say patch 1, patch 2, patch 3 to 64, whatever. So you'll have to rename them if you want to know what they are, but that's a bit tedious, but needs to be done if you want to keep it in sync. And then when you've done that, you can switch to master mode, and then in master mode you know what patches are in your synth, you know what patches are in your DW. If you keep them in sync, you can basically, well, you don't need to keep in sync, you just keep all the patches stored in the editor, and you can have 999 of your favourite patches loaded. That's about it, really. And hope you like it. One last thing I forgot to mention now is it does have a USB port, so effectively it's got USB to MIDI, so you can play it from your DAW over USB if you want to.